give people more counterplay opportunities, and give him a bit more teamfight presence, so he isn't just the single target burst assassin. He has more tools available to him now, but they're
he
not.
needs some sort of way to help the team instead of just being like, all right, I got a kill, I'm leaving, boys.
We've come to a really cool compromise. People internally who've been playing him in these playtests have been loving him, saying they really like playing Loki now. So
he also sucks at clearing.
Happy. We'll see though.
All right. Well, I'm ready. I know chat's ready. Are you guys ready? Let's go ahead and go in game and kick this rework reveal off. And Pawn is our gracious dragon today.
Let us see.
And we'll go ahead and start it off with general, and I'll kind of just touch on, we're just increasing the basic attack damage on the initial hit from 80% to 100%. Pawn, I'll let you kind of take the reins here and talk to us about this change.
Yep. So one thing that we did really early on during like trying to balance Loki was we actually removed the burst from the first basic attack. That was because he could in-hand cancel, and that burst was just really, really high. So we took away a lot of the power of the in-hand cancel. But because this kit has different functionality now, we feel like he doesn't need that arbitrary penalty on him anymore. And he was really the only character in the game that had that kind of arbitrary penalty.
For sure. Cool. So as we start talking about the passive, I think the best way to kind of go about this is just talk about some of the new abilities and how the passive intertwines with those new abilities. So first off,
they changed this passive?
Into those, let's talk about Vanish just a little bit. Of course, this was all explained kind of in the blog post that we put out earlier in the year. But Loki, of course, will now fade into stealth. But now, if Loki takes damage while he is stealth, he's now going to be revealed for a short time.
Oh, that's good.
So you can see right here, I hit the Loki.
There we go.
If he stealths, he will actually go, you'll see him for a little bit, and if you hit him with any sorts of damage, he'll be a little bit revealed. Good players are familiar with tracking the damage numbers. This little bit of extra visibility will help players learn that mechanic without giving too much away for the Loki player.
For sure. So just a short amount of time, if he
takes
damage while he is in stealth,
that way you have an idea instead of just having to listen for footsteps.
Actual model. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and let's talk about Decoy into Agonizing Vision. So Decoy, no longer going to be the ability. It is being made into a new ability called Agonizing Vision. And Pawn, what's going on with this?
Oh, snap.
Yep, so Agonizing Vision is now, rather than a dot that or a deployable that aggroes minions and then does an explosion, it does damage over time to anyone standing in it, and reducing the damage they deal when they're poisoned. Additionally, if they stay too long in it, they become blinded, and you can actually benefit from behind you with any direction. So you can see him actually getting the behind you bonus damage, even in front of this Odin after he's been blinded. And just so you can kind of see the blind, we'll have the Loki over here graciously cast it. It definitely obscures your vision, but you can still see things. So you can still make mistakes, but you might miss things in the chaos of a fight.
For sure. It's like he is sharing the poison that he has been, it's been dripping on his face. Now it's your turn to have a little bit of what he's been going through.
And one awesome note here as well.
Oh, go ahead, Quincy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, one awesome note as well is that
that's interesting.
All the skins have been updated with all these different things, and seeing the different effects and different post-process effects is a really cool job done by the effects team.
For sure.
Well, his suit's going to be his main clear, I think.
I like the idea that we were able to bring in lore ties, which traditionally Loki's base kit actually didn't really have super strong lore ties to what he does in lore, but this lets you kind of see what he went through and underwent, and just the vision of seeing it, you feel that pain.
Way better.
Pain. You understand more where Loki's coming from.
Definitely.
You can empathize a little bit with the Loki players, what you're saying.
Oh, what about his 3 days old, dude?
For sure. All right, let's talk about Aimed Strike, now Flurry Strike. Loki is now going to unleash a flurry of daggers, 5 strikes really quickly. Pawn, if you want to show off the ability, and if you guys want to
go into
what's going on.
Yep. So
Nice.
Aim Strike specifically when one of the problems that Loki had previously was he could stealth onto someone, auto attack, and then use Aim Strike to get an immediate
that is
reset
sick.
to do another burst of damage. And that burst window
my
was very hard to deal with. It was very hard to understand what was even happening to you. So now it's more of a longer duration channel clear ability that does damage if you can stay on the target.
Never mind, dude.
So it's
Forget what I said. Wait, they get a slow? Is that a slow?
Slows and does more damage. And you can also see a cool interaction is from the front, I do normal damage, and from the back, I do behind you damage. So this ability not only synergizes with the passive now and is better clear for jungle or wave clear, but it also, if you do something like this where you blind someone, you can get the behind you proc from the front. So there's a lot more kit synergy inside the base kit itself.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things. There's like we're saying, there's this kit synergy.
Never mind, you're gonna max his 3 first.
Right? It's again the stuff with the blog post. So now the new 2, it's not there to taunt enemies. It's there for a completely different aspect. The new 3, it's not this instant strike of damage. It's spread out over time, giving enemies the ability to actually Aegis it. You know, we're just trying to slowly remove those things that made it frustrating to play against Loki, but giving him new things to help him out with instead.
Damn, and I mean, it's not to say that, you know, the new Flurry Strike doesn't deal.
You can hit multiple people with that.
Got the behind you procs.
If you get the full channel off, especially from behind you, it does some damage. So try and interrupt Loki, try and get away. Use your Aegis to avoid the final hit, especially if you can.
Loki's still very lethal, that's for sure.
Oh man, dude, Loki's gonna be dangerous.
Let's go ahead and talk about Assassinate, the ultimate ability. So Assassinate, it's gonna
all right, show us the ult.
Here. It's
yes,
kind of like 2-part ability.
Loki's gonna be viable
and into a secondary hit that now does an AOE stun. And I'll let Pawn take it away and show it off, and we'll talk about it.
Yep, so you can see he does the very similar things that he did before, where he
so it does work.
You can aim it, you can teleport anywhere you want to, and when you lock on the target, you do an initial bit of damage. This initial bit of damage, rather than stunning like it previously did, now cripple, so the target can't leap away immediately.
That's nice.
Most of the damage and the harder CC is actually on the follow-up hit, so you can see and do the kind of like wind-up cone into the big strike. These are the things that you want to try and avoid or Aegis or try and beats to get out of. One unique thing that Loki now brings is this is actually a pretty big stun area. So you can see there, I jumped on this Odin, maybe I want to stun this target, I can freely aim that. I jump on this Odin, I can stun these 2.
Dude,
or if I entirely miss,
this is going to be really nice.
I need to be in a team fight position and aim it to try and hit as many targets as I can. So this ultimate not only has more counterplay for people who are playing against it, but Loki gets a lot of extra utility out of this. He can team fight if people are clumped up in really clever ways. He can force people to move together with this poison field so they avoid being blinded, and then teleport to get a whole bunch of stuns off. So again, sticking with the theme, extra control for Loki, extra telegraph for enemies to play around, new utility that he brings, so it's not just a perceived nerf for the feeling of things coming out a bit slower. He gets extra tools to make up for that feel more fair to play around.
For sure, yeah, I was gonna say it looks like he's got, you know, just some
more,
or different engage opportunities off.
We really are gonna see Loki in the jungle a lot.
Pawn showing off the kit just a little bit more. So as you're doing that, guys, now that we've gone through kind of most of the rework and what's going on, where do you guys see Loki now post the 7.10 update?
Where's what's the passive? I think they said something about changing it, or did I hear that wrong?
We mess around a lot because we know that the place that he currently plays right now is kind of like this weird solo or supporty build because his jungle clear isn't quite good enough, and he uses like his split pushing. We've played him around in the solo lane, we played him in the support role, we played him in the jungle, and with this extra clear from Flurry Strike being a pretty effective clear tool, the 2 also being an effective clear tool because now it's not a pet, it actually benefits from things like Assassin's Blessing. His wave clear is a little bit more consistent. You can kind of brawl with people and not just rely on Decoy, but I do think he's going to fall mostly to the jungle role.
Cool. What about you, Clumsy?
Yeah, I feel similarly. We've given him tries and playtests both in the jungle role and solo. I think one of our primary goals was definitely to make sure that he could thrive in the jungle, and I would say that that would be the best place for players to give him a try in. Just like Pon said, the abilities 3 and 2 can now clear the jungle pretty effectively, where previously, you know, each one had a different purpose. And his game potential is still extremely high. It may not be as much of in a burst, but over time, it's probably actually doing even more damage. And then he can carry that over into the late game. That's the most important thing. You don't feel as singularly, you know, closed down when you've used all your abilities and that one person has left the battlefields on like 1 HP. You can actually contribute more to the fight with this new Loki playstyle.
For sure. Well, I am super excited for this rework, and I can't wait for the rest of the community to get their hands on the new kit, try it out, and tell us what they think. But
I wonder if it's going to be on PTS this week.
To get their hands on is actually with this rework, we are introducing a new Loki recolor that is called Stealth Slayer. You guys might have seen it on the patch badge or on social media. We teased it out. But this recolor is going to be a standard recolor. You guys will be able to get it for favor or for gems, or for the first week of the update after it launches, you'll be able to earn the skin for free after getting 2 first wins of the day. So definitely
Nice.
Celebrating the Loki rework with an awesome new recolor. And I love the card art.
It would have been sick if they gave an actual skin.
To get a better look at what the model is going
to look snap. Like. Okay, never mind. The recolor looks cool.
Here. What do you guys think?
Just so clean.
It'd be nice if we got a Loki skin for him though, like an actual skin instead of just the recolor.
By using the new rework.
For sure. Yep. I was gonna say the exact same thing. Gonna look good while you play with the new rework. Definitely looking super awesome. Well, that wraps it up for the Loki rework, guys. Do you guys have anything in closing that you want to tell the community about Loki before we close the show?
Just that it was really cool thing to kind of work on, where so many
going to be very interesting
this character that we had to really collect feedback, really talk about like